Welcome back to the channel, WWPF fans. If you thought that the start of the season was wild, you might want to sit down for this one. Weeks 6 through 8 just delivered some of the most ridiculous, record-breaking video game number performances that we have ever seen in this league. We're talking 600-yard passing games, 7 touchdowns, and 2 teams that absolutely refuse to lose. Let's dive into this madness. By the way, who saw that clutch three-pointer on the Duke-UConn game? Not normally a UConn or a Hurley fan, but wow, what an ending. We'll start this show in the AFC North with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're sitting pretty at a flawless 8-0, and the reason? Quarterback Jesse Paine is playing out of his mind. In Week 6, the Steelers got an absolute track meet with the Jets, winning 56-49. Paine threw for an unfathomable 640 yards and 6 touchdowns. You think his arm would fall off after that one, right? Wrong. In Week 7 against the Browns, he casually drops another 502 yards and 6 more touchdowns in the blowout. And just to prove he's not human, he landed on the Week 8 top performance list by torching the Titans for 385 yards and 5 more touchdowns to secure a 42-33 win. Give this man the MVP trophy already. But Jesse Paine wasn't the only starting quarterback putting on a clinic. We are officially living in the era of the quarterback duel. Let's talk about the Jets. Specifically, Marvin Herman, a name familiar to most people who follow this league. In Week 7, they took New England to overtime and won 51-45 with quarterback Marvin Herman throwing for 470 yards and a staggering 7 touchdowns. But Week 8, absolute heartbreak. Herman throws for another 461 yards and 5 touchdowns, but the Jets lose a 48-45 thriller to Denver. Broncos quarterback Harry Majika stole the show, locking up the Week 8 top performance with 447 yards and 4 touchdowns. But we're not done talking about offensive fireworks yet. Let's go to Baltimore. After hanging 52 points on the Bengals, behind Andrew Thorne's 7 touchdowns in Week 7, they kept the train rolling in Week 8, outlasting Jacksonville 45-38. The AFC is an absolute gauntlet right now, with the teams knocking each other off each and every week. Let's take a look at the playoff picture real quick. The playoffs started today. Pittsburgh and so is Miami would be sunning on the beach, with Tony and his Indianapolis squad taking on BioEagle and his Browns in one wildcard game, and Prince and his Broncos taking on the CPU Ravens in the other. Thankfully, we have a few weeks left for this to change. By the way, if you're interested in Baltimore, they are open, and we would love for them to have a human coach. Over in the NFC, we need to show some respect to the Carolina Panthers. While the AFC teams are throwing the ball 50 times a game, the defending champion Panthers and Invisible Witness are quietly moving to 8-0. They handled Stewart's 49ers and Falcons and just put away Cable's Lions 41-30 in Week 8 to stay perfect. The catalyst for this 8-0 record is a tight defense and the rushing of Maurice Edwards, another familiar name for many people who follow WWPF. Over the course of the last 3 games, Edwards has approached 100 yards 3 times, breaking it once, and rushed for 7 touchdowns in just 3 games. But we're not done talking about the AFC just yet. Don't fall asleep on DWK and his Giants, though. They've won 3 straight games or in a horse race with Udo's Commandos for the NFC East. Udo's Commandos have also won 3 in a row. The Giants are powered by the passing of Hong and Perryman, who have combined for 10 touchdowns in just 3 games. Over in our nation's capital, Udo's third-year quarterback, Jerry McCulloch, is a major reason for Washington's resurgence as he's thrown for over 300 yards in 3 straight games with 10 touchdowns. Let's take a look at the playoff picture as it stands right now in the NFC. Playoff-wise, it's Carolina's ward in the NFC and everyone else just lives there. Seattle, who's another CPU-led team, joins them with the first-round bye. Cape Warner's Lions would get Udo and his Commanders in the wild card, while DWK would take on the CPU-led Falcons, whose only loss is to Carolina. And while we're talking about Week 8, we have to have a shout-out to the defensive players making plays across the league. Arizona linebacker Joseph Ivey racked up 3 sacks, and Cleveland's Michael Mahaffey was a menace with 5 tackles, 2 sacks, and a safety. So where do we go from here? Week 9 is serving up 2 monster division matchups that will put our undefeated squads to the ultimate test. The 6-1 Atlanta Falcons are heading to Carolina with revenge on their mind to try and hand the Panthers their first loss in a massive NFC South showdown. Meanwhile, in the AFC North, the 5-2 Cleveland Browns are looking for revenge and will look to ambush Jesse Paine and the 8-0 Steelers. Can anyone stop Jesse Paine? Will the Panthers and Steelers stay undefeated? Can the Jets get back on track? Will Soa and his Miami Dolphins lead the way with a strong defense and rushing attack? Let me know who you think is the team to beat in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss out on our Week 9 breakdown. I'll see you on the gridiron. Thank you.